You've cooked for some incredible chefs. What did these places teach you as a chef?
The discipline, the everyday grind, showing up, not giving up, even after very painful experiences. I showed up, the next day and tried to get better.
So what about finding the right people for your team?
Well, when I'm starting with my son. So he's helped me, then I get my money, I bring my chef from Peru, my brothers. For me, this is what the hard part because I have to do everything by myself.
JKP soldiers, this is all about Latin America meets Dubai. Live from the one and only Time Out Market Dubai, I'm going to be joined by Penelope from Fusión Ceviche and Omar from Slab, Cuisine. Two passionate chefs bringing vibrant culture and bold flavor to every bite. Expect spice, passion, stories about fusing identity and creativity, and the love of food. By the way, our lovely friend Penelope decides to go off and start talking Spanish throughout most of the episode. So I'm trying, as I'm talking to her, to sort of also translate a few things. So you'll find that in the episode. And we did brief her, tried to speak English throughout the show, but, she of course, her Latin flair came through. Anyways, this one's a fiery one and you're going to absolutely love it. Time to rock and roll. Welcome to the Chef JKP Podcast, live with me, James Knight-Pacheco. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. So, for the second interview that we are going to have, we've got two phenomenal powerhouses. But before we introduce them on the stage, please don't forget to share, follow, and subscribe to the Time Out Market Instagram account, as well as the Chef JKP Podcast on YouTube and on all audio platforms. So, without further ado, as I told you before, two incredible chefs, both phenomenally talented. One of them worked for the incredible Alain Ducasse, and he's now the chef behind Slab and Slab Cuisine. Second chef, she has made her name in the world of Peruvian food. So, please give a warm time out welcome to Chef Omar Rodriguez and Penelope Diaz of Fusión Ceviche! Welcome, 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 welcome. Penelope, you'll sit here, please. All right, get yourselves comfy, team. Get yourselves comfy. All right. So, everybody in? Okay, so make sure that your microphones are nice and close to your mouth so everybody can hear you. All right, beautiful. So, first of all, a very warm welcome. A very, very warm welcome. So, Omar, we're going to start with you. You've cooked for some incredible chefs. So, Ducasse, Momofuku, Limon. What did these places teach you as a chef?
Well, they taught me how to work in kitchens. The discipline, the everyday grind, showing up, not giving up, even after very painful experiences, learning experiences. I showed up, the next day and tried to get better. And, once you build that experience, that sense of like self-mastery, you start to enjoy the chaos, the pressure, working in this like pressure cooking, like environments, you like start to love that adrenaline rush, and, you hone your skill and you learn and, you not only learn how to cook, you learn how to work, which is a big difference, something that it's not talked about too much because there's, people know how to cook and then there's people that know how to work.
But for you, what was the moment in your life when you decided to become a professional chef?
Well, I had, I was in community college and I was going to go to San Francisco State. And, I was doing a lot of soul searching, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And, I was kind of like flirting with like philosophy, computer science. But I always came back to cooking because I always cooked at home. I cooked, obviously, typical story. I always like to help out around the house, cook with my grandma, cook with my mom. I love going to the market. Every time I went, camping with my friends, I was the one doing all the cooking. I started like watching the Food Network, and I started collecting cooking books. And this is what I gravitated to. And then at some point, I just had that, utopia moment that it was there all along. This is what I love. I don't see myself, confined to a desk or sitting in front of a computer. I've always been kind of artsy, free-spirited, so I needed to be in the kitchen, and that just felt like the right place.
Penelope, for you, so of course we know South America has fire and spice, but when did your journey as a chef begin?
When I started?
Yes.
In home. I started when I was 12 years old because I have 10 siblings.
So you have 10 siblings?
We are 10. So my father is a fisherman, my uncle, mi abuelo. So they are come bringing the fish, and I have to learn and start to cook to feed my family, to feed my brother. And of course, I learned from my father, from my uncle, from my grandfather, but when I'm starting, because I have to for them, and then I start to becoming a passion, no? Like, okay, I will do it. One day I will go to study, but of course, 10 siblings, you cannot. But I do it. I'm start selling my food, what I cook in my house. And then, I'm going to Lima, and I start to work in the restaurants. But also, my daddy came with us to Lima, and he's still cooking at home and sending me to selling the food. So then, when I went to India, I say, okay, I'm going to study. Because the way you cooking at home is different when you learn in the academy or the school, right? So I went to Lima, I'm studying. Then I'm coming to Dubai, and I do in a little professional way with the authentic way what I learned from my house.
But I want to understand, with all of the time that you spent with your family, what's your favorite childhood food memory?
For me, what always we have in my house is ceviche. Ceviche.
Always.
Every day. We eat ceviche every day, because it's not only with white fish in Peru and Chimbote, the city where I am. We use jurel or caballa or pejerrey. So sometimes it's a good fish, sometimes no. But any fish my daddy bringing, ceviche every day. Or pescado frito or sudado.
And the ceviche in Peru, I'm talking about the one that you have in the home.
Yeah.
Is it spicy or is it mild?
No, our ceviches is spicy from my house because we like to use ají limo and rocoto molido.
So very spicy.
Maybe for you because you don't know how to eat spicy, but for us, from people from the north of Peru, it's not spicy.
And as a child, when did you start to have spice? When did your family start to give you the chilies? How old?
Me?
Yes.
So I remember when I going to school, my mama give me in the box a boiled egg, but they're selling the rocoto on the side. So I think from 6 years, I got my egg, I put my rocoto, and I eat my egg.
From 6 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So my son is 10 years old now. He eat spicy, super spicy, 10 years, but he started eating from 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing because, that's a very, very, very young age, really.
We're growing with
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah.
So Omar, for Slab Kitchen, it's also I want to understand it's called a test kitchen for you.
Yes.
When did you decide, first of all, the name, and secondly, why a test kitchen?
Okay, so when I joined Slab, it was already a concept that existed. It was a very new concept. Fadi, who was the founder of Slab, he wasn't happy with the chef and with the restaurant. And, we crossed paths, and he's like, hey, I have this restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant. I know you come from fine dining, and but like, I love your food, and I want to work together. It's your restaurant. You do whatever you want.
So he gave you like
Full
carte
like
blanche.
range, full range.
Okay.
And then so I joined, and so the type of cooking that I did, like being from San Francisco, having pretty much done my whole career in New York, is seasonal, like spring, summer, fall, winter, like these high-end restaurants, they changing the menu 4 times a year. This is how I like to cook, like follow Mother Nature, what she gives you, what's in season. That's what makes you a better chef, right? So that was my approach, and so that's what I did. So when I joined Slab, I revamped the whole concept, and it was very small menu, maybe like 12, 15 items, and we changed the menu every 3 months.
And how challenging was that for the team, first of all?
It was challenging for the team, but see, there's 2 types of cooks. Some of them like love it. They love, all right, like bring it on, like let's do something new, let's do something different, and then the other ones are like, oh damn, we have to like learn all over again, and they're like, struggling, and but when you have the right culture, the right mindset, the right attitudes, it's conducive. Like it really propels itself, and everyone kind of buys in to the what we're trying to do. And then so we were in La Mer Beach, and obviously we didn't have a future there because it's very seasonal. So we ended up moving to Mercato Mall, and so I went from a test kitchen to more of like a cafe, and having something for everybody. And then so what I did is we have a blackboard, and we do seasonal specials. So the whole like seasonality thing, hyper seasonal, like it's still there, but it's in the specials format. So we have dishes that kind of, fade in, fade out, and it's always evolving. So we have 2 type of guests. We have the guests that come for the, their favorites. That's always there. That's always going to be on the menu. And then we have the people that want to see what the kitchen's up to, what the chef's up to, what's percolating, what's cooking, what's new. And we have guests, literally, they come in, they'll order only all the specials. And we have guests that order the same thing every single time, And I love having that duality, being able to offer that, cater to 2 types of, demographics.
Now, Penelope, much for yourself, when did you decide to open Fusión Ceviche? When did you have that idea in your mind?
The idea is when I was 20 years in Peru, we want to have a restaurant, and nice restaurant like cevicheria, but in Peru, everyone is cooking good, everyone have their restaurant. For us, get not easy, but still we are selling food from my house to our neighbors, our friends. And I'm never imagined to open a restaurant in Dubai. It's crossed my mind. I come in and I open a restaurant. It always was my dream. Siempre fue mi sueño. Entonces, gracias a Dios, when I come into Dubai, empezó, the pandemic is coming. So I say, okay, no one can go to any restaurant. I think I can selling food to my neighbors in my building. And thanks God they are start to like it. So they start to call me, it's not only 5 ceviches, I'm start to do 20, 40, 50 ceviches, causas. And then they start to tell me, come, I want you no more delivery, I want you come to cooking in my house. So then I'm start to looking for a place. I'm coming first time here, time out 4 years ago, to asking, please you give me one space to open my restaurant. Then they're saying, no, when you have your restaurant, you will be here. So I'm start to do more catering, and I save my money, and I'm start to looking place in GLT. Was first time, it's not possible because I don't have enough money. I'm still continue, and I say, okay, it's time to open. It's time to open. I will open here because already people know about Peruvian cuisine, my food, and yeah, I do it.
But it's been, and congratulations, it's been a big success over in JLT. I think that's where people really start to have amazing ideas. Yeah. But then when you got the phone call from Time Out Market Dubai that they wanted you here, how was that feeling?
Oh my goodness. this feeling was like, I did it. Lo hice. Because before I don't have nothing, I'm coming here when time open because I'm thinking, like Peru, okay, you see the market, you can go and open your restaurant there, but it was not like this. You have to have something here already in Dubai, a name, and then there we choose you to come here. You know, so I say, okay, halas, forget about I am Dubai because I have no restaurant. Then when they're sending me like email in July, I say, oh wow, Dios mío, I worked very hard for that, and I have it. It's un sentimiento muy gratificante, muy bonito sentir eso porque pienso que sí luché y lo logré.
And that means, in English,
Tú sabes.
it means
You know.
that it was an amazing feeling
Yes,
to
yes.
have to open here, right?
Yeah.
But Omar, also for yourself, you know, when you got that phone call to have Slab Kitchen here with so many incredible people, how was that for yourself?
Oh, that was it was an honor. Holly, Sandy, they're big fans of Slab. And, in my cooking, because I'm also Peruvian, there's a big, like, Latino flair in my cooking. It's a little spicy. I always have a ceviche. I always have, a lot of things with, like, Peruvian ingredients. And, they felt like they wanted to, like, spice it up. They wanted a little more, like, a little Latin flair here in the market. So, them being fans of, like, what I do, they approached me and, but they wanted me to focus more on the Latin American street food.
Right.
Yeah, which is a little different than Slab at, Mercato. And so that's what I did. So, I came up with a menu that was curated just for Time Out Market. And so you have, it's pan Latin American. So we have everything from, Mexican to, Argentinian, of course, Peruvian, some Colombian. So we'll have things like arepas. We have empanadas. We'll do anticuchos. We have cubanitos. We do the birria tacos. Of course, we do the nachos. We have our taco platters, which are like really popular. And we'll have a few ceviches on there too. Obviously Penelope, she does great herself. But I steered away from the Peruvian ceviches, and I did more of like the, ceviches with a Mexican profile. So we have like the chipotle ceviche, we have the mango shrimp cocktail ceviche kind of thing, and those do really well too.
So then you mentioned before that in Slab, you're working as seasonally as you can.
Yes.
You're changing specials as much as you
Yes.
can. How often do you change the menu here?
Here, since we've been here 3 years now, I've changed the menu 5 times. And I try to tweak it. I try to kind of, really cater to the market. I've experimented, and obviously the way I do that is through the specials. So, I push hard on the specials. We'll do specials like 4 times a year, and then I see what sells. I see, I try to listen to the people, what they're asking for, what's selling. We look at the sales mix, and then, okay, that special like sold like crazy. Like next time we changing the menu, it's going on, and next thing you know, like have the menus like all-star of like specials. And so the sales mix is great, it's strong, and it's a very healthy, like we do great. We're very happy to be here. Like people love our food. Everything sells. There's no slow items. And so that's kind of how the menu always evolving, always adapting, always trying to get better. That's just, cooking,
And Penelope, for you, how did you, curate, or how did you decide what's going to be on the menu? Because it has to be a little bit different from what you have in JLT, right?
Yeah, here we made 3 exclusivos tiraditos only for time out. Like scalo tiraditos, what I can have in my restaurant, but I made different with parmesan. With scalo, I have the smoked piquillo tiradito and the basil tiradito, exclusive for here. But still is my ceviche from my GLT, like the clásico, the salmon, the tuna. So it's not too much complicated like Chef Omar because already what I have there is here. Yeah, only to change three tiraditos.
But also you mentioned that both of you, South American roots, I want to understand from your point of view, and Omar, I'm going to start with you first. How has Latin American food sort of changed since you first were here to now?
Okay, so I think there's been a big flux. So when I came here in 2014 to open Maita restaurant, a Peruvian kitchen and pisco bar. And if you guys are familiar with the Maita brand, it's 50 Best. It's a big name in South America. Jaime Pacheco, who is my dear friend, great chef. He brought me here to be his executive chef and, open Maita. And, that had a good run. And so the thing is, when back then, 2015, 2016, there was 9 Peruvian restaurants.
9.
9 Peruvian restaurants. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but it was hot. The Peruvian food was like the thing, and it kind of fizzled out. It kind of contracted, and of course you have Koya, which is legendary. Everyone loves Koya, and they do their version of Peruvian food, and Jaime was here. The chef from Central, Virgilio, was here. There was like a slew of just Peruvian restaurants, and they just kind of faded away. And then Penelope just kind of popped out of nowhere and just started making a splash again, and it was great. It's great because I all these Peruvian restaurants were like really big theme park restaurants, high budget, high profile chefs. Kind of a little intimidating, expensive, and then. Then you have Penelope, which is like delicious, like Peruvian food, accessible, like home cooking, like real, like soul. And it hit the spot. I love it. I love her food. I love what she does. And it's a great concept because it's not over the top. It's not like some big name chef coming here trying to put his stamp in Dubai. It's like she cooks from the heart. She cooks from the hip. And she's doing what she's doing is really special. And as a Peruvian, like I know her food's amazing, and I love that we have something like that here in Dubai.
And Penelope, for you, you said you started really understanding that people wanted Peruvian food during the pandemic, and then you launched your own space in JLT. Now you're here, so you're also not just a chef. You're a business person. What's been the most difficult or challenging aspect of doing business here?
Español.
¿Qué fue lo más difícil?
Lo más difícil, pues, llegar a conseguir el dinero. Pues,
Find capital.
So finding the capital.
yes.
But what about also? So of course there's the business part, but also what about finding the right people for your team?
Well, when I'm starting with my son. My son was helping me from 2020 hasta 2025. So he's helped me. Then I get my money. I bring my chef from Peru, my brothers. So first was along me. Everything like go to buy, manage this.
Everything.
Everything. Until now, still. But now I have my family.
Sure.
So who is do this? Who is do this? No, you're not no anymore alone. For me, this is what the hard part because I have to do everything by myself, and it's good because I learn many things. Like they teach me how to manage a small business. So I don't want to imagine big one, but this is okay for me because I know how to do it now. Yeah.
And for the both of you, what are the future plans of both of your businesses? So Omar, for you, do you have any more plans for expanding the business?
Yeah, so right now we're working with a restaurant group in Saudi, and they really love the Slab brand. So, we're trying to figure out how we could open a Slab in Saudi Arabia. We also have our casual concept, BRD, which is a fried chicken burger concept. And we kind of have those all over the city. We have one in Abu Dhabi. Of course, we have a Time Out here, which is a Slab Cuisine. So yeah, we're we want to do many things, but just slowly but surely,
And Penelope, for you, Do you want to open another one, or you're happy so far with what you have?
It is in my plans, but I want to be ready. I know I made mistake and I solve it in my place because it's like my baby. But I want to be more professional if I open something new one with the professional people to guide me because I know how to cook, but I want to give the professional the part that I have to do it.
Very good.
Maybe God wanted, maybe no, but I'm happy where I have it now. And GLT is here, made me prof and happy. Yeah.
Very good. So now we've come to the quick fire questions. Okay, quick fire. And Omar, I'm going to start with you first.
Yeah.
All right. So, can you tell me which one you'd prefer? Peruvian ceviche or Mexican tacos?
Peruvian ceviche.
Peruvian ceviche, habibi.
What's more stressful? Opening day or cooking for a celebrity?
Opening day.
Opening day?
Opening day.
Opening
yes.
day. What is a dish that signifies you from the heart? What's a dish that you really love to cook?
That's a tough question because it depends on the season. You know, like during the holidays, I love to make empanadas, tamales. You know, in the summer, I'm doing ceviche all the time. So, I mean, it depends on the season, the weather, the mood, who I'm with. So, as a chef, those kind of questions to like just single out one dish, it's hard.
Impossible.
Yes, it's impossible.
What's your favorite ingredient, Penelope?
For me, well, I am from the north of Peru, so in Peru, always we cook, my daddy always cook with chicha de jora, loche zapallo, and cook with garlic and onion for me is,
The best.
yes, garlic and onion for me is all los azúcares de ahí,
Yeah.
se penetra en un guiso y tu comida queda como bien.
So it's basically amazing, you're saying.
Sí.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Spicy or pickled?
Spicy,
So not pickled. No?
picante,
Picante.
Picante.
Okay, picante. Now we
rocoto y
know.
ají limo, dame.
Tostada or tiradito?
Tiradito.
Tiradito.
Tiradito?
Claro.
Okay. Last meal on earth, what would it be?
Oh, so for me, I've thought about this. I ask people this all the time. It's like a seafood bonanza. I want to have like the seafood tower. I want to have all kinds of ceviche, raw shellfish, and then I'm going to finish with like a huge chupino, which is like this fisherman's stew with like mussels, scallops, Dungeness crab,
Sounds
halibut.
amazing. Sounds amazing.
A nice like San Francisco.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Nice sourdough. Like this is my like death row. This is like.
All right, let's get that on timeout, please.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting to have that in
Yeah.
Slab, please. Okay, we're sold. And Penelope, for you, last meal on earth, what would it be?
For me,
Yes.
ceviche, creo.
Ceviche.
Ceviche, of course.
Ceviche heart.
Because in Peru, in the north, we have the small maruchitas. So when it's no fish, we bring the maruchitas and we have ceviche. So in my city is ceviche morning, lunch, desayuno y almuerzo.
Wow.
Todo el día. So I'm growing with the ceviche. I know my daddy can make amazing arroz con pato, cabrito a la norteña, pero el último quiero un ceviche y una cerveza. Así.
Hey, so I always wanted to ask you why, because when I went back to Peru, they only eat ceviche during the day. At night, they don't eat ceviche.
No.
Why is that?
En el norte, yes.
Yes.
In the north, they
Chimbote?
In Lima.
En Lima no, only in the
okay.
day. But in my city, en Chimbote, o Chimbote, Trujillo, Chiclayo, Piura, until frontera con Ecuador, ceviche todo el día.
Very nice.
Yes.
All day.
All day. You can't.
So, if I was stepping into Time Out Market Dubai for the very first time, and I'm going to your restaurant, Omar, what's the one dish that I must try?
Oof. There's a lot of good ones. You can't really go wrong, but I think you have to go with the taco birras. That's everyone keeps coming back for those. Yes, that'll get you hooked. That'll make you a lifetime customer.
Strong.
Yes.
Going
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
Nice. And so for you, Penelope, which ceviche should I try?
Classic.
The tuna, the salmon, sea bass,
Clásico.
classic ceviche. That's the one I have to try.
Yes, you have
Yeah.
to try it. It is like me, spicy, flavor is strong, you know?
So the
My
ceviche
representing me.
represents you.
Yeah.
Spicy, strong, for the
Flavor.
fire.
Yes.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. So you've been told, ladies and gents, you've been told. So all that's left for me to say, Omar and Penelope, thank you so much for being here today. Both of you have been absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
I will make sure that
Pleasure.
in all of the show notes, I'll put all of the details for everyone to follow you and get those incredible flavors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge Time Out Market round of applause to Chef Omar and Chef Penelope. They have been amazing. Food is memories. How about that, gang? Two voices, one delicious dialogue. Whether it's a ceviche, tacos, or soulful plates, these two are setting the culinary bar super high. Make sure to follow them and share this episode and come down to Time Out Market Dubai and taste their incredible food. Now, by the way, when I tell you incredible food, Penelope's ceviches are absolutely so full of life, zest, and they're just super vibrant. And then as for Chef Omar, oh my God, his flavors they just layer after layer after layer of absolute deliciousness. Honestly, you're going to absolutely have an incredible time when you go down there. As always, everything will be in the show notes for you to look at. And thank you so much to our partners, Time Out Dubai, for making this happen. It was such an honor to be able to record in that incredible space. As always, don't forget to follow, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. So until next time, food is memories.